So we got 5 minutes. I'll keep us on track. I've not scripted anything or rehearsed anything, but I did give a little talk recently about something we've been working on. Cool, just making sure that connected. I assume you all use Sentry. I'm not going to demo Sentry. If you don't use Sentry, you're either not our target audience or you're confused or something. But we help you fix bugs, generally speaking. We used to say we help you find bugs or debug things, and now we're like, well, what if we could go a little bit farther and actually fix them, which is a pipe dream, to be clear. However, usually you see a live demo, and assuming this goes well, I think we got internet, it will probably go something like this, where you show it something, and this is just our MCP server. This is not the demo, to be clear. This should error, as live demos do, but that would have been bad if it worked. Doesn't really matter. This is usually what happens in a live demo, right? We built a bunch of these flows in the MCP server just to bring Sentry data into, I don't know, agents, agentic engineering, vibe coding, whatever you want to call it. And it's great. It's a huge productivity boost. It's basically copy-paste, right? We kind of understand. It's about getting the right context and the right things. Super helpful. We're at an Enterprise Conf, so I don't know how many people actually use any of these tools because the security behind them is quite questionable. But normally you have something like this. It will show up in Sentry, and it will look something like this. All right, it looks legible. This was a real error. I've scripted this a little bit so it shows up. Oh, I went dark to light mode. I was told not to do that. This was actually like real production once upon a time. And I also tried to use Claude Code in that exact scenario to fix the bug, and then realizing the bug, had a recursion issue, I couldn't do it. But the problem with a lot of errors is if you've used Sentry, or even worse tools, it looks like this. There is nothing useful in this that will tell me what is actually wrong. It's saying that a key is invalid in a stack trace, right? What was invalid about it? What was it supposed to be? What was the value of it? Once upon a time, this used to be easy. If you've ever used our stuff with Python, you understand what I'm talking about, or PHP, maybe Java, maybe Ruby. JavaScript, everything's hard. And unfortunately, we all live with JavaScript. And LLMs are kind of interesting because they haven't changed the world, if you will, but they unlock a lot of interesting things that we could do that were really hard to do before, or just impractical. Maybe not impossible, but impractical. And one of the cool things they do is they make it so you can reason about a complex system much more easily. And so actually, let me show you something on this page. If you scroll down, we've got this interesting call graph here. If you don't know what this is, it's a trace. All of these are effectively network calls, but this is actually like real world. This is going through our system. Somewhere in here, it probably knows what this call was supposed to be. You're an engineer, you go through, you click around our UI, you probably get bored after 10 minutes. There's a lot of data, right? You've used any tools like ours, it looks the same. LLMs are a great way to summarize that information. So our first experiment was to build this thing. It was like, well, what if we could explain what the root cause of a problem was? Like root cause isn't like the actual cause. And what's interesting is because we have access to the whole code base and the whole trace, we can actually do that. And so we'll just skip down. It understands by looking at the code what the schema actually should be, and the schema is just wrong in this case. There's a lot of other versions of this that we've seen that are just great, like by having this interconnected data, right? Not an LLM-specific thing, always existed. It's just easier now. What's interesting is this kind of gets us borderline to actually being able to take action on issues. So in this same thing, we've come up with a rough solution, if you will. There's a root cause, which is fundamentally what is the bug, and there's a solution. And solution is very sketch. If you use any of the agents, it may or may not get the right solution. This is not out yet, what I'm about to show you, but just heads up. We've kind of gone a little bit farther, and we have the ability to send this off to partners now. So for example, Cursor is the first partner we're working with on this. But what we can do, and I've already triggered this, is we can send it off to our favorite coding agent because it's probably better than Sentry's coding agent. And we can see what it comes up with based on all of our context that we've delivered to it. And this is really designed to improve accuracy, reliability, same thing. Potentially improve cost, but cost is not the optimization of the industry right now. It's productivity. What that looks like in practice is we got a PR, and assuming the internet works, it did actually fix the issue in this case. This should have been nullable or optional, which means undefined or null. Sorry, we're back to dark mode again. Don't look at me. And that's it. That's the demo, And so we've been spending a lot of time on this. We'll see what happens. I've actually got this project wired up to where it automatically merges green builds and automatically deploys said merges, which I would not recommend you do in real life. But it's fun to see what happens. Cool. Thank you all. I think we're around. I think we might have a booth. I have no idea. But come say hi. I'll be around a little bit. But otherwise, great conference so far.